Hello friends. So now we have reached to a stage of getting a face-to-face with the RStudio. I'm sure you must have installed it, and this is how an environment of RStudio looks like. This is the environment, this is the console, and these are your plots and packages. Okay. So there are two things that you should do to start with. One, you need to import your data set. So how do you do that? You go to environment, click on import dataset. Do you want to import it from CSV, Excel, SPSS, SAS, or data? In our case, we are importing from Excel. Here, you can simply go to browse. When you go to browse, it will ask you to give you the location, right? So that's how your location, wherever you have placed your data files, you can go there. Okay, so I am reaching out to my data files, and that's how. Since I had already mentioned in the previous step that I want an Excel file, so I will click on this Tata Motors XLS and open, right? Here you can see it's retrieving the preview data. It will take some time for it to show. You can see that's the section of the entire data sheet I am transferring. You can see that it is mentioned double. Double is nothing but an expression which is used in context to IT, right? So we can click on this because this is our date column. So we assign date here. Again, it is retrieving the preview data. Clear? And the date has been updated. We can leave other values as it is, and nothing has to be touched in this entire import Excel data platform, and we click on import, and it is trying to import it. Oh yes, it has imported. How do you get to know? On this this window, you can see it has imported the exact data, right? As well as on the environment, you can see that it has captured 344 observations of 7 variables. Okay, so what we mean to say is there are in all, if you scroll it down and reach out to the last value, it should come out to be 344. And same goes how many columns it has, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what it has done is entire Excel sheet it has transferred into the RStudio. And that is what this is conveying here as well, right? Now, moving from here, I want to bring in or convert my script into my RStudio. So I have an R file which is scripted. I have created a script for it. Every user should be smart to create their own script, and so that your task of having an interface with the R becomes quick, fast, and smart, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to my location, and this is the name I'm giving to my R file. And you can see the extension is R file. I'll double click it and it opens in my RStudio. You will see suddenly that data has vanished. No, the data has not vanished. You can see this is my R script window, and if I click on this, this is my original data lying, and also you can find your data seen on the right hand side. So these are 4 parallel windows which are opening in the same RStudio environment. Okay, so you should get used to it. It's a very handy tool and a useful tool which makes your data analysis quite interesting to pursue. Okay, now you see these are the things which are mentioned here, and I have tried to do some kind of a lags I have taken, and I have tried to do some differencing. Okay, what are these? Open, high, low, close prices are exactly those values which were which I have demonstrated in my previous video. Okay, and I tried to position these values as lag 1s. What does that mean? My second value is nothing but my previous value. My third value is nothing but my second value. My fourth value is nothing but my third value. Okay, so that is called as taking lag 1. If I say lag 2, that means my third value should be my first value, my fifth value should be my third value, and so on. I have also done differencing in this column. Okay, and the purpose of differencing is to try to minimize the fluctuations which are existing in your original time series data. Why I want to remove those fluctuations? Because I try to make it a little more stationary in nature. The concept of stationary has already been introduced to you. Okay, so I tried to play with data by converting my 4 columns into another 2 columns and tried to have that original data set in my R platform. Now, for my time series analysis, do I need all of these? No. Okay, so this is just a small example of the multiple data columns and rows and variety of data that you would be facing, and not everything will be useful for the purpose of your particular study. So in the initial few steps, I'm going to tell you how to clean the data. So we are at the stage of data cleaning today, and make it useful and readable for our analysis. Okay, so I go to my script which I have created for you. So first I have import. Okay, how do you do it? This is your plot. Okay, whatever data you are going to be working with, and if you convert it into some kind of a graph or plot or histogram or line graph, that would be visible in this environment. So data visualization will give or support our thinking as and when we are going to proceed with the entire ARIMA forecasting. And this console, you need not bother. It is just doing the background work. Whatever is happening in the machine, it should not bother you much. At some times we are going to visit it when we see the attributes and properties of ARIMA modeling. Okay, and whatever changes in the objects that you are creating as and when you proceed with this entire script, you can see we need to proceed with this entire script. All these will be reflected here. So new objects will be created as and when you proceed, and you can switch between the objects as per your requirements, right? So, and how do you run these scripts? It's one point at a time. So having a presumption that you are well versed with the basics of working on R in your previous courses. So we are building up on the advanced use of R for data analysis. How do you do it? You write your script here and run it from this column. That's all. Okay. So this run will tell R to do what we intend to do, and we'll see how that happens. Okay, so all these 1, 2, 3, all these should be considered as separate scripts which are clubbed together. So we have around, let's say, approximately 50 commands. One by one we will see and how they are running. Okay, so I am importing data, I run it, it's already imported. Okay, so when I import data and run the file, what it gives me, you have seen on this environment environment side of the R Studio, you see that it is talking about that I am importing 344 observations of 7 variables, right? So I'm at this stage here. Then I want to say that, look, I don't want to bother myself with too much of data and information. Just give me what is required for my analysis. So as we know, we need the dates or the time series and the closing prices. And these closing prices in this case are monthly closing prices. Other columns, open, high, low, differencing and lags are not of any significance to us at this stage. So we want to, create our kind of a file at this point. So what we do is we we go to this, we create a new object, name it as data, and assign this command. Okay, so what we want to do is on Tata Motors, you want with this command, I'm sure you are accustomed to this, it will only take the relevant columns, right? For us, relevant column is entire dates and which are mentioned in column number 1 and column number 5. Why I'm saying 1 and 5? Column number 1 and column number 5. I am giving reference of column number 1 and column number 5 when I'm writing this command. And I want to say that save this column number 1 and 5 in the object, name it data. And when I write this and run it, I'm running it here. I press run. Just a second. Yeah, I run it. So what do I have? All unnecessary items have been removed from my work file. Okay, and what is the name of this file? The name that I have created. So original was Tata Motors. Now I have created a new object and I am interested to work on Tata, which has 1 and 5th column only for my reference. Clear? So we have transported and that's where we are going to take forward. Okay,